Okay, any tips to speed up flipping to codes faster in the manual to save time on the CPC exam? Well, for the ICD Manual, I'll start with that. One of the frustrating things for me is I don't think there's any versions out there that has a true table of contents. And most versions are volumes 1 and 2 in one spiral-bound book. And if you're into inpatient hospital coding, you have 3 volumes in. And it's very hard when you're brand new at using it to figure out where to even start. So what I recommend to my students is at the top of the manual, not on the sides, that they get those hard tabs and put them where all the main sections of their manual are. So obviously where each volume starts if you have volumes 1, 2, and 3. For the index to diseases, there's 3 main sections. A lot of people don't even know that. You've got the index to diseases, you've got the index to external causes, the E codes at the end, and in the middle you've got a table for like poisoning codes and drugs and things like that. So I would tab those 3 things. Some people will tab the neoplasm table and the hypertension table. You could do that, but they're in alphabetical order. And then as far as the tabular part of ICD, I wouldn't bother doing too much tabbing there because you're going to be looking up the answers in the book. And what you have to get good at, and this is the same advice for CPT, is just like a dictionary, is look in the upper corners. And I did make a copy of my CPT. But before I go on to that, don't put tabs on the side. It'll slow you down. The only other thing in the tabular that I would tab is where your V codes start and your E codes, because sometimes you want to get to them, quicker. They are at the end, of the 17th chapter there. But I find that I like to get to the guidelines for the V codes to read them, and then that way it's right there, V codes, and I just flip there. And one last thing that I like to tab in each year when I get my ICD manual is I like the condensed view of the tabular section. It's as close to getting to a table of contents in ICD that you can get, and that is Appendix E in your Volume 1 of the tabular. And it does not go to 4th and 5th digit level. It's down to the category level, the 3 digits. And because ICD is a classification system, your codes have to fit in that category. So it gives you a nice overview. All right. So as far as CPT and ICD, when you're flipping and you're in the tabular, let me get to that slide there. I just picked these sample surgery pages. Okay. So you want to look up. So on this left-facing page, it gives you the code range here, just like in the dictionary. And I am guilty of this. I tend to go up and down, and then it wastes your time. If you can really train yourself to look to see if your code is within this range or not, and if it's not, flip to the next page and keep going. Use these upper corners to help speed up your flipping to the book. Another tip that I do, especially for those taking the board exam, maybe not so much for everyday coding, because you're going to the answers on the board exam, if you're using my suggestion for op reports and surgery questions, don't read the scenario until you look up the answers. If you can train yourself to do that when you take practice exams, you will see how much time that will save you. So, leg and ankle is this whole page. Now, because I've just turned to this page because maybe my answer is 27814, I don't know where I am. I have to start reading this. If I look up, leg and ankle, because actually this category started a page or 2 before this one. So I'd have to flip back to see what anatomical area I'm even in. I mean, I know it's musculoskeletal, but this tells me leg and ankle. And then on the facing page, it says foot and toes. Now that I grabbed from here, but I'm going to also have it on the following page because this red heading won't be on the next page. And I picked foot and toes because there are bones in the hands and bones in the feet that have the same name. And you could get a question where you have, you know, the answer looks exactly the same. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on? When you look up, it's like, oh, this one's of the foot, the other one's of the hand. Now I know what to abstract for in my blip or scenario or op report when I read it. I need to see if I'm dealing with the hand or the foot to begin with. So that's my suggestion for speeding up flipping to the codes faster.